If you want to become successful, you're going to have to understand that you will stumble. You will get knocked down. You will deal with adversity. You will get your face marred and scarred, and things will not go the way you want. There will be pushback. There will be conflict. That's life. You are playing the game of life. And when you go play a game, it's a competition where there is pushback. In life, when you're trying to succeed or grow in any area, whether it's spiritual development or making more money or improving a relationship or improving your health, there is going to be pain. The Buddha said, pain in life is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Successful people have a mindset. So their mindset is not focusing on the problem. Their mindset is when they are faced with a problem, number one, they know they will be. It's not a surprise. John D. Rockefeller said when he faced adversity, he looked at it as a gift. The great Napoleon Hill said, in every adversity are the seeds of a greater benefit. Successful people know when they're faced with adversity, they're giving an opportunity to open up the present and find the seed of a greater benefit, because there's always greatness in adversity.
The point is, if I think about people that I know 10 years ago or 5 years ago, and we got to very different destinations in life, why is that? Well, we were running the same race and we ran at the same pace. And in fact, maybe they were even ahead of me. And at some point they were like, you know what, I'm good, I'm comfortable. And they just decided to sit by the side of the road, and they were like, you know what, I hit a fast 5 kilometers. But they never wanted to finish the marathon. They decided that they appreciated the side of the road more and the comfort of the side of the road more than finishing the marathon. That's a choice everyone has to make, but I can tell you right now, that will be the biggest wealth killer you have in your life, comfort. By far the biggest wealth killer. If you want to get wealthy or rich or whatever term you want to use, and especially if you want to stay there, comfort will be your biggest enemy. And I've seen it time and time again. I can tell you, being successful in life, I'm not discounting it, I'm not discrediting it. Of course, it's difficult, but every single one of you, if you focus your mind on it, will be successful. Now, do I think that all of you guys will stay successful? To be honest, I don't know, because in my opinion, not letting comfort creep in and staying successful is substantially harder than getting success in the first place.
There may not be a tomorrow for you and for me, because there's a warning to time. Time is running out for all of us. Time is too short for indecision and vacillation. Do not halt between two opinions. Fools say that time is long. Every morning we have 86,400 seconds to spend and to invest. And each day the bank named time opens a new account for you and for me. It allows no balances and no overdrafts. If you fail to use the day's deposits, the loss is yours.
Sometimes we forget that we're living a meaningful life, and we forget that there's a historical moment at play always in your life. There was history in your life 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and even now. There is history being made right now. There's more opportunity than there has ever been, especially in what you do, because the whole world wants aliveness and connection again, and you have it. This is literally what you offer people. So you have to show up for it. You have to decide that you are here for it. You have to decide that when you leave these doors, and you leave the doors of your homes every single day, that you're going to show up alive. You're going to show up to serve people. You're going to get that edge because people need you to show up and do the work, and you do deserve it. You do have the capability of doing this. You are not separate than the winners up here. You have it in you. You just have to choose to show up. You have the desire to earn this opportunity. You have to decide today, it's my time. I'm ready.
If you quit, it's really easy to predict your future. How's that feel? But if you don't quit, if you go for it with no proof, you can't quantify it. People are going to call you crazy. Your friends are going to look at you sideways. you'll have the opportunity to play in the game instead of sitting on the sidelines. And you might fail for a while. And you might have to pay your success tax. And you might have to go through 7 failures, 9 failures, 12 failures. You might be sleepless at night wondering why the heck you're doing it. But on the other side of that, you get to see who you're meant to be, who God designed you to be, and tap into your full potential, and there's nothing better.
Pain is an extremely important part of the equation. Pain is the elixir of success. When people say this bad thing happened to me and I'm suffering, I say good. It is pain which is required. It's one of the elements in the chemical reaction. The chemical reaction requires 5 particular distinct compounds, and you have 4 and you're missing 1. It simply doesn't work. Pain for a man is one of the most important elements in becoming successful. Batman is Batman because they killed his parents. If they did not kill his parents, he would not be Batman. You're supposed to suffer. You're supposed to take that pain. The worst thing that can happen to you as a man is you live a life with no pain in it. To be born into a rich family and have a nice, easy life and be given money, and you don't have to go to the gym and not have to train because you have bodyguards and sit around like a fuck up. You're going to be miserable and unhappy and a drug addict buying prostitutes. You're only going to have women who adore you. You're only going to feel confident in yourself and feel happy when you've been through hell and come out the other side. The pain is required. And you'll often notice that people who are better than you are people who have suffered more than you have suffered.
Get rich or die trying. Either I'm going to get rich or I'm going to die in the process. And then if I die in the process, I was doing what I wanted to do.
I went to sleep 3 a.m. I was back up at 6:30. Excited. No excuses. My bad. Yo, shut the fuck up and let's get to the money, man.
You say you want to get rich or you want to be successful. Do what you need to do to be successful.
It's grind season, homie. It's not about today. It's about the future. You do the work now. Do the work now. And all of the shit that you could ever want to do for your family, your kids, your loved ones, it's all going to be on a whole nother stratosphere.
Work, 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 work. No results, but I'm a little bit better. Work, 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 work. Work, 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 work. No results, but I'm a little bit better. Work, 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 work. No results, I'm a little bit better. Work. Boom. Got paid. I just got paid. And it looks like overnight success. Yeah. It's like, oh, shit.
If you really want to be transformed, you have to live an intentional life. Most people don't lead their life. They accept their life. And when you accept your life, you are living on things that are not worthy of your time and effort and energy. And you heard me say in a moment, everything worthwhile is uphill. The reason I want you to understand that is to go uphill, you have to be intentional. Nobody ever went uphill by accident. You've never read a book on accidental achievements.
Where did we ever get the idea that we could every day just let life open up and unfold to us, easy come, easy go, and somehow we could be successful? Whoever taught us that if you just don't think about it and you're unintentional, somehow life gives you a high return?
You have to be intentional with what you do and who you are.
You do something, whatever, you take some action. You do something in a day. And the next day, it kind of worked yesterday, so you do it today. You repeat that action. And then you repeat it again. And that little repetition forms a pattern. And the pattern becomes a routine. And the routine becomes a rut. And it's hard to get out of a rut. You might not even notice these little patterns that you've developed because they come on gradually and they feel comfortable, right? They put your mind at ease. We're always more comfortable doing something that we've already done before. So they lure you in. But they're not helping you. They're not helping you at all. They're hurting you. So snap out of that. Get out of that rut. Turn off that autopilot. And grab the wheel and steer your habits and your routines and steer your life in the direction you actually want to go. Take control and drive.
This is a perspective shift because now we don't have to look outside of us for meaning. No, we focus on having meaningful experiences right now, every single day. We stop lying to ourselves and saying, I will have meaning when I meet the person of my dreams. I will have meaning when I have my dream job. Not realizing that the job you have right now is teaching you something. There's meaning within that position if you bring your meaning to it and make it meaningful and pull that value out of life. Because life is always trying to show us something. Life is always trying to teach us something, right? is trying to reflect back at us what is within us, which is the meaning, which is the value, which is your light. Because I know some of us have been searching for meaning, thinking everybody else around us has a meaningful life, because we go on Instagram and we see people having meaningful lives, thinking it's in the future, thinking meaning is in the future. Like, what a trick. What a lie. When the meaning has been within you all this time. You just have to be open and willing to activate it, to receive it, to make it happen, whatever it may be, you understand?
You're already living a meaningful life. You just have to remind yourself to feel it again. You have to give yourself credit again. Because you're somebody who wants to live a fun and authentic and energized life, and you're trying to do that. Good for you. You're somebody who loves your family and you want to provide more. Give yourself credit for that. You've come a long way. You're somebody who wants to help and inspire people, and you chose to do that. That's why you have this video on your phone you're watching later, because you chose to be somewhere where you could learn how to help and inspire more people. Give yourself credit for that. You're already living a meaningful life. You already matter. Now please teach yourself to feel it again. You deserve it.
When psychologists talk about meaningfulness in life, what they're talking about is a sense that our lives matter, that the world makes sense, that we are more than the sum of our minutes, days, and years on this planet. Now, when you think about personal achievement, it does create sometimes this experience of coherence because we achieve within a framework. I understood what they expected of me for tenure. I understood that if I got my papers published, that I did well in the classroom, that I talked to the right people, I did all the networking, there was a good chance I'd get tenure. If you're trying to lose weight, you understand. If you change your diet, you exercise, the weight will come off. People use the term purpose as a synonym for meaning in life, and that's not how I mean it here. Purpose is a way of thinking about what your life can be and should be in the future. It's a way of directing your actions. It gives you goals. When you get up in the morning, you know what you need to do.
And they said, "What is your greatest surprise in life?" And I answered, "The brevity of life." Someone had told me when I was 20 years old that life was very short and would pass just like that. I wouldn't have believed it. And if I tell you that, you don't believe it either. I cannot get young people to understand how brief life is, how quickly it passes. Every one of us here has been given the same amount of time in a day. 1,440 minutes a day, 168 hours per week. The days of our years are 70 years and 10. And if by reason of strength there are 80 years, yet is their strength labor and sorrow, for it is soon cut off, and we are passed away and cut off.
When we embrace the idea that life is short, we are encouraged to cherish the present moment, to be more mindful of our surroundings, and to appreciate the people, experiences, and beauty that life offers us daily. This perspective allows us to live more deeply, moving beyond mere existence to a more enriched and meaningful life. Living with an awareness of life's brevity can also lead us to pursue things that truly matter. In the rush of everyday life, we can become distracted by pursuits that are ultimately superficial or temporary. We may chase after status, possessions, or temporary pleasures, hoping they will bring lasting satisfaction. However, when we recognize the limits of our time, we start to question what will truly leave a lasting impact. What legacy do we want to leave? What values do we wish to live by? By focusing on things of deeper significance, love, connection, growth, contribution, we align our lives with what truly resonates in our hearts and souls.
Now is the accepted time. The things we ought to do, the classes we ought to take, the books we ought to read, do it now. The family that needs you, spend more time now. Write that letter home now that you've been meaning to write. Money you ought to give now. Time for study, do it now. People you ought to witness to, do it now. Every time the clock ticks, it seems to say now, today, if you will hear his voice.
The work that you put in every single day, the mindset that you cultivate every single day, the spirit that you cultivate every single day, the work ethic, the dedication and commitment, that's you, right? That's your essence, that's your ethos, that's who you are.
Remember this, as a leader, everything stops when you stop. And the only way that you can keep it growing, thriving, fruitful is for you to be growing, thriving, and fruitful. You know, some of us get overwhelmed, and why wouldn't we, when people just talk about all the changes we need to have in our life. And you and I can't change everything. We don't have the emotional stamina, we don't have the physical stamina, we don't have the mental stamina to change everything in our life all at once. But intentional living says, no. Be intentional. Pick out the one thing you want to change first and start right there.
Time is the most valuable asset we have, yet it is one of the few things we can never get back. This is why learning to recognize the value of every moment is essential to living a meaningful life. Often people drift through life unaware of how quickly time slips by. They become caught in routines, focused on the future or stuck in the past, and miss the opportunity to live fully in the present. But understanding that each moment matters can shift our entire outlook, teaching us to appreciate the here and now, invest in the right pursuits, and make the most of the time we have. These are moments that cannot be recreated, and when we fail to value them, we miss out on the richness that life offers in the present. By valuing each moment, we become more mindful, more grateful, and more engaged with our surroundings. It's not about denying the future or forgetting the past, but about being fully present, fully alive, and finding meaning in each experience.